Hey, Gemma. Okay, so let's dig in to what your experience and results have been like inside Scale with Success. So I want to start out by asking you how much revenue your Evergreen funnel was generating before you signed up for Scale with Success.
Well, that's a perfect place to start. It was generating a big old goose egg because I had no Evergreen funnel. I
Okay.
had done a couple of live launches with the particular course that I had in mind when I joined Scale with Success, but I had no Evergreen funnel set up, and so there was no consistent income.
Okay, so a lot of people, they feel a little bit nervous before they apply for Scale with Success. And one of the reasons why they feel a little bit nervous is because they feel like they have to get ready. Like they feel like they have to already have some kind of funnel in place, or, they have to already have launched their program like 20 times or something crazy like that. But you're telling me that when you joined this program, you actually had no funnel.
I had no funnel. I had beta launched the course and then done one, I guess you would call it like formal live launch. So I had some proof that my community was interested in this product. I had a small email list and, a reasonable percentage of them had purchased. So that I felt like I had enough proof that this could be something bigger, but I didn't know how to make it bigger myself when I joined.
Now, when you joined, did you have a lot of experience with like webinars or things like that?
No, I think I tried to follow a few like DIY guides on how to do my own webinar and try to piece together what I thought were the pieces of the puzzle and tried to do a few of them. None of them, though, with the intention of being evergreen. They were always live webinars with some sort of follow-up funnel that I, again, just tried to piece together from like hacking what I saw other people doing.
Yeah, 100%. Now, let me ask you a quick question. Do you think, because I know some people are like, oh, I'm going to go try to hack Caitlin's funnel and then recreate it on my own. Is it actually possible to hack my funnel?
Nope. There is so much else behind the scenes that we totally don't, that you really can't see as a surface level email subscriber, it's like an iceberg. Like you see this like little tip and then there's all this other stuff happening behind the scenes that you don't get to see. And I really didn't appreciate that until I joined Scale with Success and could fully understand, how the process is meant to work.
Yeah, there's definitely lots of little like hidden Easter eggs along the way.
Yes.
Okay, so why was setting up an evergreen funnel that scales such a huge priority for you?
So not only, like, obviously everybody would say income, like you obviously want to make more money from your business, and that's an obvious one. But for me, I actually run a few different businesses, and I wasn't just like, this isn't my only business, and I couldn't be running live webinars all the time and running these live launches that are so draining and give you no time left for your life, let alone other businesses. So I really needed my online course to be on Evergreen so that it could just be generating revenue, and I still had time to serve my community and serve my students, and that was where I could spend my time, and not always on like the marketing and the launching of this particular course. And so that also allowed me to have time for my other businesses.
So, okay, let me ask you a question, because you're a mom.
Yes.
And I want to ask you, I know what my experience of launching with kids was like. I'd like to hear a little bit from you, because I think some of the people listening can kind of relate to that.
Totally.
What kind of an impact on your family do you feel it had in this, like being on the launch roller coaster all the time, the high stress, the like big emotions? What impact did that have on your family?
Yeah, like I just, was not a happy person to be around during those live launch periods. So not only are you feeling like you're so tied to your phone and managing your email all the time, checking to make sure nobody's sent in a question about purchasing the course or where to find the link or whatever. And everything is feeling so timely and urgent during a live launch. And beyond that, just having to show up for your live webinars all the time, having to show up on every single social media platform and stretch yourself so thin. So A, I was stressed. B, not really there for my kids during that time. C, I'm sure I was a total pain in the butt to my husband. So like, I don't like to be that person. That was not of interest to me. I like to be able to take random Wednesdays off and hang with my kids and keep them home from school and have movie days. I do all the drop-offs and pickups myself, and none of that was possible with that live launch model. So this, for me, going evergreen was just for sure, like not only a great business decision, but was a decision that hugely impacted my family.
I love that. Okay. Yeah. So, and you have to be really, really honest with this question. Okay. So did you have any fears about making the commitment to enroll inside A.S.C.A.L.E with Success?
Yeah, it was expensive.
It wasn't an easy decision?
It was not an easy decision. Although like that was a big price tag. And first it felt, I was jumping into it with a course that hadn't even been going for a full year. It's not like I'd made 6 figures from that course alone and was like, had a certain percentage to throw into this program. Like I was putting all my eggs into one basket, but I felt really confident that it was the right move for me. And I had been watching your business grow over the years and watched how you had grown your business. And that was, again, like as you just mentioned, you're also a mom. Like it felt relatable. I felt like your model, it made sense to also be my model. And so I wanted to follow your guidance. And I had tons of fears. I had fear that I was, going to lose all that money, that it wasn't going to work for me, that my community is different from your community. And so would it work for my audience too? But I just sort of went into it, jumped in with both feet. And I honestly, I not blindly followed your steps, but I was just like, you're going to give me the steps and I'm going to do the homework and I'm going to be a good student and follow the method. And the result that I hoped would come came. So.
Okay. So how did you, I totally get it. And I think that's true for a lot of people that decide to invest in S.C.A.L.E with Success, is that there's a serious financial investment involved. Yeah. And how were you able to make it through that decision? What helped pull you through to know that, even though you weren't, there's of course no, absolute certainty doesn't exist, right? So there's no way to know for sure, whether something is going to work or not. And you were one of the first people to join the program as well. So it wasn't like I had lots of testimonials or anything like that. What was the thing that really made you be like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it?
I think I had 2 things. One was faith in my program. I felt like it was I had really worked hard on building this solid program that I knew could provide results for students and was teaching something that people wanted. And, there wasn't a lot out in the marketplace. I felt like it was a unique product. Mm-hmm. And then the second thing was, honestly, I had faith in you and I had faith in your instruction. And I just really believed that a good product and a good method, and I didn't want to hack anything anymore. I felt like I'd been hacking everything and it wasn't leading me to the place I wanted to go. I heard about all of these other online course creators having such success, and I wasn't getting there on my own, and I needed to follow something. So that was, it tipped me over the edge.
Okay. So I want you to think for a minute. Let's go back to Gemma from the time of long ago, when right before you joined the program. So I want you to think back to where you were right before you joined. where would you be right now if you never made the decision to enroll?
I know exactly where it would be. I would still be spinning my wheels. I would still be trying all the strategies without a clear direction. I would be hustling my tail off to try and make enough income to, build a full-time career online. And I would just be still stuck on that hamster wheel. And now I feel like not only am I making the income I wanted to make, but it all feels easier than I thought it was going to feel. Like there's less stress. I have a clear direction, and I really understand. Like I have a bigger vision now for my business than I did back then. A much bigger one.
Okay, so let's get to what everyone just really wants to know about. How much money is your funnel generating right now?
So right now for one product, it's generating on average $35,000 a month.
Oh my God. Okay. Just to give people a little perspective, how much money total did your course generate last year?
Like in the year before I joined S.C.A.L.E Success.
Yes. Before S.C.A.L.E Success, how much money had your course
generate? Like less than $35,000 for sure. So like less than what I'm making now in 1 month over the course of the whole year.
Yeah. So you essentially went from, $30,000 1 year to now $35,000 per month and growing.
Yep. Okay. So amazing.
Yeah.
And less work.
And the thing that I really want to drive home for people listening, and I say this on the other, on the other interviews as well, is it's not like S.C.A.L.E with Success is not a magic bullet, right? It's not like this magic pill that you can just like sign up for, and then all of a sudden you're going to have a funnel that's generating $35,000 a month. What makes Gemma different is that she actually did the work. So she joined. She dove in, right? She asked questions. She was willing to get uncomfortable. She was willing to trust the process. And that's why Gemma was able to get such amazing results.
Yeah, I definitely trusted the process and I really put my blinders onto everything else and did the steps in the program exactly as they were laid out.
And I'm glad that you brought that up too, because I think by the time people come to us, they've typically heard a lot of marketing advice, from various people. And the truth is that a lot of that marketing advice is great for a quick win, but it does not apply at all to building an evergreen funnel. Right. So all of those, we have a ton of people that have come into the program who are actually great at launching, but they have struggled for years to actually get their evergreen funnel up and running because it's a completely different set of strategies. Okay, so what would you tell someone who is on the fence about joining? And this would be someone who, is just like you before the program. So in your exact situation, what would you tell someone who is kind of on the fence about joining?
I would just say that, from where I'm sitting now, kind of a year later, it has more than exceeded my expectations. And that if you're feeling nervous about joining, as long as you have confidence in yourself and you know that you're going to have drive and consistency and focus with this program, it can work for you, but you need to hop in with both feet and see it through. I think that's been part of my success, is that I've just remained so consistently focused on this and was able to get the results I had been dreaming, actually beyond what I'd been dreaming of. I had set a goal for myself to make $100,000 in the year from this course, and I've made multiple six figures now. Which feels amazing. So I would just say, I totally understand that it can feel like a big financial commitment, but just imagine where you could be a year from now if you set yourself up for success with this sustainable business model.
Yeah. And also it doesn't really, I mean, how long did it take to actually get your Evergreen funnel up and running?
I was up and running within several months.
Yeah.
And then I continued to tweak and improve over the course of the year.
And so I think for some people, they're like, well, does it take a whole year to set up an Evergreen funnel? Of course not, right? Like I know, I think when we were working together, we actually had yours set up within 6 or 8 weeks.
Yeah.
But of course, it's not like, oh, there's like my first funnel is up. All my problems are solved. I never have any questions about anything.
Yeah.
Right? We want to continue to tweak and optimize it throughout the rest of our coaching time together.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the biggest learnings for me was I had always just done, created something and then put it out there and then kind of you cross your fingers and hope for the best, but hadn't had that sort of realization of, well, I can actually keep working on that thing and keep making it better. And here are the ways in which I can do that for sort of more long-term success. And I've since applied that to other elements of my business and other products and that sort of thing. And so it's really kind of even changed the way I think and operate and run my business.
I love that. Okay, so what impact has more freedom and more time had on your life?
It's been amazing. So my husband has gone from working 5 days a week to 4 days a week. And next year,
oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Congratulations.
Bring it down to 3 days a week, which would be amazing. We have 4 trips planned for next year with my kids, which feels amazing. Travel is super important to us. I mean, we feel now free enough to be able to do that, to be able to take the holiday time, to like have the finances to be able to go on trips. And I just feel less stressed. I feel like there's less of a burden on my shoulders I felt like I was always having to hustle for every month's paycheck that I was getting from my business. Mm-hmm. And I felt stressed about making that money. And now I can feel like I know it's coming, which is a really nice mindset shift, that I was able to have largely from the success of this one product of mine through S.C.A.L.E with Success.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, congratulations again on hearing that about your husband. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people come into this program with, the long-term goal of actually being able to retire their partner, whether it's their husband or their wife or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. And so congratulations on that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you. We're getting there.
Yeah. Okay. So I know that just how picky we are about enrolling people into the S.C.A.L.E with Success program. So what advice would you give to someone who has just booked their interview?
Ooh, good question. I guess I would just go into that interview with, have your questions mapped out of what are the things that you need answered in order to make a confident leap into this program. And really ask yourself, are you ready to be like to focus on this and to channel all of your energy into seeing this program through? Because that's the only way you're going to have success with building out this evergreen funnel for yourself. And so ask yourself those hard questions before you even get on the call of, are you ready for it? And what other things in your life may have to sort of be put on pause in order to focus and go all in on this one thing.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of people, one of the main worries that people have is they say things like, well, how much time is this going to take? And I'm really nervous. I'm going to not have enough time to do this program and, da, 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 da. And the truth is that, and people learn this inside of S.C.A.L.E with Success, most of us that think that we have a time problem actually have a priority problem.
Right?
The reason why a lot of us feel like we don't have enough time right now is because we're spending it on the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people that come in, they're burdening themselves with so many additional activities and ways to market their business that it's no wonder they have no time. I look at everything they're doing and I'm like, none of these things are actually going to help you create the business that you want. So number one, let's get rid of all of this stuff that like isn't even working. Like, I don't know why you're doing, I don't know if someone else told you to do that. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And let's get clear on like, what is the big thing that you need to focus on this week? Right. So it's not about loading up your plate with more stuff. It's about what can we do to like strip away to free up your time and then to just focus on the most important things.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people wear that like busy badge kind of with honor and pride. And it's, you know, just being busy is not going to move your income needle in your business. You have to be so much more strategic about where you're spending that time.
Now, if we decide for someone watching, if they go to their interview and we actually decide that we think that we are in a position to really help them scale their course, scale their business, and so they get inside of the program, what can they expect to experience if they are accepted?
Well, you will get to join. I will, like, the Facebook community of S.C.A.L.E with Success is hands down my favorite community on the internet. And I always, like, you know, you get the Facebook notifications of who's left comments, like in what groups and whatever. I don't click on any of them except for when they're the S.C.A.L.E with Success. Then I know I always pop over because everybody's asking really thoughtful questions. Like, you're surrounded by a group of really high level entrepreneurs. And that has been, it forces you to level up with your own thinking and with your own business and with your own growth and all that kind of thing. So that has been hugely inspiring to me. And one of my favorite things that I've gotten out of the program is just the community that you get surrounded with right away. So that's kind of the first thing that you can expect. And then the second thing is, you know, that you can dive in, like you get accepted and like day one, you can get started with everything that's laid out for you right there to get the ball rolling. And like, I'm sure we've all bought lots of courses and stuff where we buy it and then we don't do anything with it. And it sits on the back burner and then we see no growth from it. Like this one, you're paying a lot of money to be in here. So you better be like super motivated to hop in and get started. And the sooner you get started and get your work done, the sooner you see that growth in income and get further so you can ask better questions. Like, I think some of my better, like that early stuff was great, but then some of my best learning came from after I'd implemented stuff and then I was tweaking and I could ask really more thoughtful questions of you, of the team, of other people in the community and get feedback on that kind of thing. That has been for me just hugely powerful.
And anytime that, you know, you've had a question and you have either posted it in the community or come to one of the group calls, do you feel like that your question was really answered, like in a thoughtful way? Like, were you able to walk away from that?
1,000%. Yeah, it has really felt like, this nice hybrid of, you know, online course material with business coaching, personalized business coaching. And I feel like, you know, people understand where I'm coming from and what my program is about. And I get that feedback that I needed to help push me forward for sure.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Gemma. I know you're a busy mama. I'm a busy mama. We're going to get off of this call, but I just want to thank you once again for taking some of your time to kind of share your experience and your results with people that are applying. And I also just want to extend a little bit of good luck for anyone that is watching and is getting ready, preparing for their interview. Good luck to you. You know, all the best thing that you can do is just show up, be yourself, be open, and I hope to see you inside.
Thanks for having me.